Hey, Devlin here. I was just about to take a walk down memory lane. Why don't you join me? When I was a kid, I loved watching Saturday morning cartoons. So many great ones. One of my favorites was Super Friends. I know it's kind of goofy when you look back at it now, but back then it was great just eating my bowl of cereal and cheering on Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Aquaman, plus the many other ones. And I loved them all. But when I was a kid, I became a really huge fan of Batman. Yeah, and I hate to say it, some of you Batman enthusiasts from the comic book may not like to hear it, but I actually became a fan through the Adam West, Burt Ward 66 series. Yeah, it was campy, but I loved it. The characters to me were so colorful and they came to life, and I can still watch episodes of it. I was still a Batman fan throughout, and even right up to the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher movies, the ones that take place in 1989 and throughout the 90s. Batman was my guy, and I just loved him like so many other kids. It wasn't until I was a little bit older I started watching Smallville, and I started really paying attention to Superman. I thought to myself, Batman's cool, but I don't really relate to him. Sorry, I'm not a multimillionaire, billionaire that goes out fighting crime in the night. I remember the innocence of seeing those first Superman movies back in 1978 and I believe 81. Right there and then I fell in love with Christopher Reeve. But I could see standing up next to Batman, Superman was hard to love back then. He was cool, and it was great seeing a man fly. I was 10 years old, and the first time I saw Superman on the big screen, I totally fell for it. But as I got older and started watching Smallville, and even later with the Henry Cavill portrayal of Superman, I started realizing that I actually relate to Superman more. And suddenly, as much as Batman still has a special place in my heart, so does Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Superman was my guy. I really resonated with him. When I was dealing with anxiety and depressions, there was an isolation about Superman. Superman loved his family, even though he wasn't really born of them. And he had a commitment to his past world, even though that world and all the people on it were destroyed. I have that loyalty. I love my friends and the people I call family. I have that, and I always admired that. You know, Batman's awesome, but he had that brooding, I don't want to be with anyone or anything. And, when I started getting that lore more than, the Batman and Robin from the goofy, campy 66 series, I realized Superman just appealed to me more. I also liked that he was from another planet, but he was pretty much world-oriented. He would save people, even if it wasn't necessarily, what he meant to do. It was like, even if people had questionable things, Superman would still be there to try to save the day. I liked that he always felt alienated and alone, even though he was loved, and he felt that love. But there was still something in the back of his mind that felt something wasn't right. And I think we all feel like that sometimes. In fact, growing up, I always felt isolated. And I always thought one day a spaceship would come down and say, hey, we're taking you back and everything will make sense. Well, as you get older, you start realizing that that spaceship isn't coming. So it's nice that you have a hero that you can relate to. Superman, I think Henry Cavill's performance of it is incredible because he gets the character. And I also like it because a lot of people don't like Superman, and I think that's because they don't get him. I think there are a lot of people that do, and I kind of bond with those people. Like, people sometimes look at me and say, I don't understand him. He seems like a pretty nice guy, but I don't understand him. And that's what Superman's all about. Superman knows that he can help as many people on Earth as possible. But if he screws up once or twice, they'll have him in a, in a medical facility, dissecting him, trying to kill him, do everything. He's just always waiting for that shoe to drop, or that one day he won't be accepted. And that's pretty much how I feel. I've had to go to a lot of counseling to feel otherwise. Superman is good. Straightforward. As soon as Superman gets tainted or starts turning evil, people recognize it because he is so good. I remember growing up, my friends would always say, well, how come they don't know he's Clark Kent? It's only glasses and a suit. But to me, I always felt it was just because of the persona he sent through. I always believed it was mystical and magical. And that, being just an ordinary guy like myself, it took somebody a lot of time to really see the magic and the abilities that I had too. Superman will never not be my favorite now, because I know how it feels to be him. And that you got to have a little bit of an ego to say, I relate to Superman. And it's great seeing kids growing up now, and some are fans of Spider-Man, some are fans of Batman, some are fans of Black Panther, Wonder Woman, Rogue, whoever your hero is. It's wonderful when you get a hero that you can actually bond with 100%. When I was younger, Batman was all about the cool suits, the cool toys, his friendship with Robin. But when you get older, it's nice to have a superhero that you can say, I recognize those traits. He doesn't have cool toys. He doesn't have cool costume. In fact, it's kind of just open and saying, hey. But it's great when we hit that connection. And whoever your superhero is, cherish it. I'll always cherish it. He's with me all the time. Not only in my heart, but I wear him too. I get so many compliments on this ring. And when I do, I know it's somebody else who understands Superman. And it makes me feel less alone. Thank you for tuning in. And please now go to the comments and let me know who your superhero is. I want to know. I want to talk about it. Is it Superman? Is it Spider-Man? Batman? Maybe someone I haven't mentioned yet. Also click like and subscribe, and hopefully you'll join me for more Memory Lanes.